Default.
Hey, the boys.
Yep,
The
they
boys
changed it to
made their
default,
cameo.
not cam length.
It is on default.
Yeah.
Okay, then close that out. It should be good.
Oh!
It is on default.
We're back.
Think-
Oh.
So,
Can you actually hear us now? Like, if you've been following the old Beers and Bucks, we struggle with technology. And now we've got two, I call them heat lamps or light things that we need now, and fancy mics and all kinds of, like, this is a lot for us.
this is a lot.
Sorry we lost some people there. Hopefully they rejoin us because, whew,
What were we even talking about?
I don't even know. We're going to move this, right?
Oh, yeah, the affiliate program. Sorry.
We got to get my good side.
I think you just cut me out of it.
Well,
So the affiliate program, kind of important actually. But as we grow, we want to grow our team to help better support our customers and our retailers and this customer service that we provide. We're a small group, and it's our way to kind of add to the team and continue to provide a high level of support. So go on our website, check out the affiliate program, reach out with questions. It's not a fit for everybody. If I didn't work here, I wouldn't be a good fit probably because I just don't have a ton of free time. But
what are their responsibilities?
so it's one of those things where it's not like we're going to hold your feet to the fire. It's like you have to do this. It's a program where the more you do, the more benefit it is to you, whether it's free product or potentially even money. I'll let you kind of look into that to figure that part out. But it's really one of those things we're looking for good people, good, honest people who love to food plot and help other people. You don't have to have 170-inch deer on the wall. You don't have to have a YouTube channel. You don't have to hit TikTok. Like, that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for a team to help support us out in the field,
Yep.
in the city or town that you live in. So it's a really neat program, and really we're looking for good people. That's the biggest thing. And we're not gonna have a ton of people just because it's gonna be strategically located where people are.
Yeah.
So you might be a great fit, but if you live in Hudson, it might not work
Probably not
because
a good fit, 'cause
right
we're here.
because we're here. So I just want to ad lib that because it's going to be a small group that will continue to expand, and it's going to be a great way for us to help support, our retailers and our customers. And we have so many questions, and it's more boots on the ground to help answer those questions.
I'm
and
feeling
make sure
there'll
people are
be a
successful.
lot of people that want to get involved on it.
Absolutely,
and, it'll be cool to see how it evolves really over the next couple of years. We're still relatively in our infancy as a company. We're
sure.
4 years in. Outrageous amount of support from folks, and it's just been really, really cool. But this is a really good way to just continue to expand it and make sure that we've got good support and good premium seed all over the U.S. And I travel a lot for work, and it's pretty cool when I get into different markets and I fire up the dealer locator. I'm like, like I'm in Alabama or I'm in Florida, and there's seed 20 minutes from me that came from our shop. It's cool, but it takes a lot to continue to support that and educate people, especially like we do a lot with local bow shops. And A1 Archery in Hudson's a prime example. They hadn't had seed in 10 years, and now they're just all about it, and people go in and they love it. And so I think a lot of it's education, but it's also making sure we keep stock in and notifying, because they're like, I went into A1 last week. What was I doing in there? Oh, I was buying your birthday present. They were slamming. I go, what is this? Everyone dusting off the bows for the first time 2 weeks before bow season? He's like, yep. So shoot your bows all summer. I mean, do the bow shops a favor.
Incentive to help us find some new dealers.
Yeah.
If you look at the southern half of the U.S., a lot of customers, but not a lot of retailers. So there's a few things in there that could actually pay you to help us out. So
let's do it.
Yeah, it's a fun program, and we're pretty easy to work with, right? For the most part, I mean.
Unless you got to deal with Jake. I mean,
Jake?
He left our camera on.
Yeah, so wait till he gets to deal with us now, right?
Oh, I'm gonna be pissed. He's gonna get a timeout for sure. I'm serious. I know he's doing overtime here tonight, but
Jake's pulling an all-nighter now.
Boy.
Jordan's been-
Don't even get me started on Spencer. He goes
Oh, yeah.
waxy dough, and now he comes back and he's like,
he's kind of peacocking
He
around
is
here.
peacocking
yeah,
around
a lot
here.
of peacocking. Kill the first deer of the crew, and now you start peacocking. Any of
this light beer is delicious from Hop and Barrel. Absolutely
these-
fantastic.
is it better than Lemon Breaker?
It's absolutely fantastic.
Old swig from there. Tastes like beer. Really good beer.
Yeah, why do you have to always turn the little knob?
Problem with that type of beer is when you start drinking them, the next thing you know, the 12er is gone.
Yeah,
That's a dangerous place. I'm almost better with the coffee beer
yeah.
because you
slowly
actually
roll.
can't get to number 12
Yeah,
physically. What was it, like 11% alcohol?
Luke Jandrin.
I like his idea.
We just have people to shop. They just sit here. Well, we've tried
We
that.
tried
in the
that.
past.
Nobody shows up.
We had this big thing at A1 Archery. We had Thomas Selena,
We had
like
free beer
one of the best deer hunters in Wisconsin, arguably. The guy kills just boomers.
outside of the old peacocker.
Yeah, outside of apparently Spencer's the world's greatest hunter now. But we had him into A1, and the amount of knowledge he gave us, we're just like,
You know
oh
who
my
showed
God.
up?
Spencer, the old deer killing magnet. But we had free beer for everybody. We're like, come join us live.
Yeah, we
so
got schnicked.
next time if we do it,
Nobody else came. We drank all the beer.
you better show up. I don't care if you've got to catch a flight. You know, if you want to really lobby behind it, you know, I'll cover $100 on the flight.
It
but
would be
you better
fun to have a live Beers and Bucks that actually people came to. We drank. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
But it just
It's always gone over like a fart in church.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. Nobody actually comes.
No. It's
So-
like they're all keyboard activists.
Armchair quarterbacks, keyboard
Yeah.
activists, whatever. You
So
wanna call it.
let's see. Let's see. We'll maybe get one on the books for maybe in the winter. Maybe people have a better appetite.
So we're kind of throwing a challenge out at you guys and gals.
Yeah, bring it.
I mean, my daughter's watching. I'm sure she would be here live.
She commented on both our matching hats.
She did. She liked them.
These are our new hats. These suckers are pretty nice.
You know what
And
else we got?
The green killing hat's back, by the way, and
It's got a buddy.
it's got a green beanie. But
Pair of killing hats.
the amount of bucks
It's
that
the
were
killing
killed,
beanie, Tim, not just a green
the
beanie.
killing. Well, we haven't proven
Spencer
that.
had his on in North Dakota.
Jeez, I didn't even know that. I mean, it was like 70 degrees out there. What's he doing wearing a beanie?
Your mom did mention that you drank all the beer and bought a Rambo bike at A1 that night.
That's true. Yeah, there is perks to having beers and bucks where no one comes and we have to drink the beer.
Like I said,
I walked home and I had my tail between my legs. My wife's like, or fiance at the time.
yeah.
She's like, "What?" I'm like, "I bought an electric bike." Whoops. But the green killing hat, we don't put a guarantee on it, but this sucker was money, and it was out of stock for a long time. I took 2.
So it was out of stock for all of 2021.
Yeah.
But in 2020, when we launched this hat, and our company for the most part,
People are
I
killing
swear to
bucks
God,
everywhere.
every person that killed a deer had this hat on.
Yep.
We've got 36 of them, and that's all we're going to have. So if you want to kill a deer this year,
Pat Wooler's wondering if they
Tim
they
bought
come
9
in,
of 'em,
in a
so.
size jug head. Pat does. You
Pat-
do got a pretty good size melon on
not
you.
as big as his biceps.
His biceps
He's
are
a-
bigger. I still think
I'm
I could
pretty
take
sure he
him an
carried
hour.
out that elk hole on his back.
Yeah, you said it was a
Just
struggle. I
threw
was
it
like,
over his shoulder.
I use horses.
Thanks, boss.
He doesn't apparently need it.
Brought to you by Lemon Breaker, the official beer of Beers and Bucks. Not even a joke.
Oh
You
boy.
just shook it up on me.
Well, you know that's what they get. They mess up the camera, and then
I-
now they're trying to sabotage.
Can I
us with
quickly
our beer.
say thank you? Just the fact that people are actually still watching us
Yeah,
after the debauchery that happened between minutes 28 to 34.
it's not going to happen again.
It might.
Yeah, it probably will. But
You just got to roll the punches. It's like a food plot that you plant and you're not sure if it's growing. You call Timmy and say, Timmy, I got this thing planted 2 weeks ago and it's just kind of sparse. I don't know what to do.
yeah,
And then you frantically worry about it and scramble, and then it rains, and a week later it's full. That's kind of us right now,
yeah,
right? Talk about that.
just scramble.
Everybody freaks out because their food plot is sparse.
you gotta be
You were
patient.
just talking about it.
Yeah, you gotta be patient. I watched my plots and I had good rain. 1 week later, you see them all German. You're like, ooh, it looks a little sparse. If it's a brassica plot, oh, love to see it.
Perfect.
They need room. Week 2, you can start to you could probably identify the plants if you look close as their first germinating, but it's really hard.
Maybe you.
Week
not most
week
of us.
2, all of a sudden you're like, oh, yep, there's a radish, and there's that. Week 3, they really start to take form, and by week 4, there's guys where areas, if they've got really good pH, they've had good rain, good sun, like it's gonna germ way quicker. But for us, our soil is pretty poor. By week 4, it's rocking. But you got to be patient, and like underseeding your brassicas, as we always talk about, is the best. There was bare spots in the big sexy plot that we put in the lower field.
The proper seed rate is my preferred method.
Yeah. What do you mean?
You said underseeding.
Well, I'd rather you underseed than overseed. I see way too much overseeding. I'm guilty of it where I put it down and I go, I didn't put enough seed down. And then you come back and it's like, boom, it just gets super thick.
That's all of us. Jake did that on your illicit plot.
No, Jake apparently was with Riley, old Stompy Foot, stomping on my plots. And just, he wanted him to throw seed out so they could get video of it. Great, thanks for doing it. We could have done it in the front yard.
The plot looks great.
Yeah.
It's blotchy in spots.
Yeah.
It's like a kid with bad acne.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Like sitting here like cheapers. Like really got to rethink who we invite to the content.
It's kind of
weekend.
funny content weekend. Everyone's joking around, and Tim's on pins and needles, protecting every leaf and stem in his food plots. So now it's kind of a joke that we all try to step on one and lay on one. You saw Jake and Tim have their. By the way, let's talk about it. Who won the 2022 calendar shoot? Was it Tim with the showstopper or Jake with the big sexy?
I'm gonna make the cover.
So,
I have a lot of people that are messaging me that are just holding off, trying to build Jake's confidence.
Tell them to vote. The vote starts now.
We maybe got to pin that post or something because there's no way that I don't win. I had way more intensity.
We got one vote for Tim.
And passion.
Tim won, Jake 0.
Thank you, Anthony.
First one.
I don't know if everyone's seen it, but I poured my heart and soul into it, and I laid in one of my food plots, which that takes a lot.
That takes a lot for you. It takes a lot for you.
I had to get the pick.
Well, so far it's Tim 1, Jake 0.
All right, voting stops in 5
God.
seconds. There's another one.
Oh, whoa!
All right, I win.
5-1, Tim.
So, Jake,
Oh boy.
there's always room for growth. Maybe next year.
Jake's already upset. We're in the process.
Jason Karchbaum.
We're in the process of rolling out some.
Look at him roll.
We're in the process of rolling out some new products.
Timmy the Turnip.
And that's fun. Oh, Jake got another vote. The thank you note got him a picture or a vote.
Gosh darn it.
This is going to be close. I think it's going to go down to the wire. Because, I mean, online, it was kind of swaying towards Jake.
It was.
So we'll see.
I rallied back, but, there might be some demand for the calendar in the future.
I was kind of thought you were a late bloomer.
It's what my dad
You're like a
always told me.
perennial. Jake's like a hybrid brassica, just rip roaring, ready to go, and you're like a clover.
Take some time
Take
to
some
mature.
time to figure it out. Oh, Timmy the turnip, Kelly, you cracked me up, bro. Oh, what else are we gonna talk about, Timmy? I kind of got sidetracked with the old camera debauchery, but I wanted to get.
Well, you
some
also
insight.
we have a little cheat sheet that we typically have, and he crumpled it.
I
up.
already mentioned. We already talked about all of them, but the last one, we got season coming up here. We haven't got a lot of intel on people's hit listers. Maybe nowadays people don't share those anymore, and that's fine. I get that, but we'd sure love to see what you got going on out there. Like who you got on camera?
I'm just
I got nothing.
excited for I wish we had a velvet season in Wisconsin. I think it would be sweet. What?
Oh, the comments just keep getting
Oh,
better.
Gosh.
Oh.
Luke, that's just mean. I portion my meals, okay? Ace, we got Ace,
like
the
Ace.
140-inch 8. Perfect, I'd whack them.
I want hit listers. I don't care about scores. Hit listers and names. What are we naming your deer this year?
We don't even have a buck 2 name yet this year.
Tim's typical name is the Big 8 or the 10.
No, we had Tiny.
Creativity. Ooh, a tiny. One deer. Yeah.
We had the Freak.
I got to name all Jake's deer. For some reason. He's got all the big deer, so I just name his because I don't have any to name.
We're going to get some, and maybe.
Spency Boy names all his the 12 or the Twin 10s. Like, come on.
I'm not fortunate enough to have that. We'll see. They're going to start pouring in. The velvet's going to come off. The summer patterns are going to change. And, last year, Dad's buck we didn't have on camera until a week before season. And all of a sudden, the velvet comes off. He becomes patternable and he becomes killable. And, I just think too many people, myself included, because you get so excited leading up to season. You want that opener buck. And all of a sudden it happens the week before. And that's the benefit of having cell cams now. It's like, but it's also a con because I found out that I was running the wrong SD cards in my Tacticam last year, where it didn't send all of them. And I'm sitting here like reviewing pics, and I got on with Tacticam, and I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, well, what SD card? I was running the wrong SD. If you are running a cell cam, make sure you put the right SD card in because apparently I was naive to it. I didn't understand why. And one of our best rut stands, I never hunted because I wasn't getting any pictures. And that's kind of the fault of running cameras is sometimes it'll give you bad intelligence because there's a story from, I bet it was 5-6 years ago now, where my dad sat all day in the stand. Didn't see a deer.
It was like 7 years ago.
7 years ago?
I was hunting there too.
Oh,
long time ago.
7 years ago, and then he goes back. The next day he was going to go to a different spot because he's like, I didn't see anything. And he goes, nope, this is my number one kill stand. And he went back and he killed a buck. Turns out the stand he was going to go to,
that's where I sat.
It was at the day before.
And I saw 0 deer.
Parading around. It was daylighting all day. But if you would have had a cell cam up there,
you would have sat in the tee.
You would have gone and hunted that. So I think it is a blessing and a curse. I think it's really, really good for inventory, but I also think you have your good stands. You should just sit them.
I feel bad too, and it's my own fault that when we get into the fall, I hunt less because of my trail cameras, which sucks. But it's like I'm not seeing so and so or whatever, and here I am sitting at home watching football. I should be in my freaking tree stand.
Your camera doesn't catch everything.
It doesn't at all.
Remember when we were talking to Tom Inderbro?
100%,
like,
yeah.
He started setting up cameras, one facing one way, one facing the other, and you miss so many deer. So
I have 6 cameras on 4 acres. I'll get a deer on the camera in the middle. How did it get there?
No other ones.
No others. So it's like, how many deer did I miss? Who knows?
One of the things my buddy Ryan, we muskie fish a lot together, and somehow he
used to be
can
a pretty
do
good deer hunter back in the day too.
Well, he's just gave it up from fall muskie fishing, which is great because he catches giants. But he goes, just turn your brain off when you're out fishing.
Oh boy!
And I'm like, well, my brain's already kind of off all the time, but he's like, just seriously, just stop overthinking everything and just start fishing. And I'm like, huh. And now I'm starting to look. It actually resonated with me because I'm like, I overthink everything when I'm in the boat. And now you go, okay, now you have all these cameras out, and you're like, well, where should I sit? What spot should I go? Maybe you need to turn your brain off and just go out and hunt your stand.
Is there a YouTube channel that we can watch to understand how to turn our brain off? Because Jake needs to learn how to turn his brain off.
I think honestly, it's like the new rut stand that we hung this year. I hung up this year that I'm like, that's going to be a good spot. Go to your spot. Like, wind is right. Okay, go in and hunt. But during the rut, it's like, just go hunt your spot. Who cares what the cameras say? Like,
I agree.
It could completely change.
How do you turn your brain off? I don't have much of a brain. Easy to turn it off. Jake, honest, pure seriousness.
He's Bucky. He's running.
Hunting a big deer.
Yep.
And he can't get it out of his head. At lunch today, we talked about, like, how do you measure success? Because he's like, I came back from North Dakota and I felt shitty and felt like I failed and yada, yada, yada. When in theory, he should have been like, you know what? I just spent 4 days hunting deer. But his brain's just wired to, like, have to kill deer to be successful. How do you change that mindset? Because now he's chasing a giant deer. Giant deer. How can he go into that with a different mindset so that he, A, maybe is more successful, B, is ready when the time comes, C, shoots a 155-inch deer when it walks by instead of 180 or whatever it is.
I'd track
has
the
more fun,
155.
right? You know what I mean? Like,
I
I give
think
Jake a lot of shit, but I actually mean this because a lot of us get caught up in it. Giant buck comes on camera and we lose our minds.
It kills people. I think a lot of hunters that I know that grew up hunting that don't hunt anymore stopped hunting because they put too much pressure on themselves to kill a giant buck. And I put pressure on myself to not shoot a 130 class deer. I want to shoot a 140 plus is like my minimum. And I'd love to shoot a 160, 170. You got to have them to shoot them. We don't have a lot of them around our land. Maybe we'll get there as people are doing more QDM, but I think the biggest thing is this, like, are you out there having fun? And if you're having fun and you see a buck that you're happy with,
I'm schwacking him.
Shoot it. But also don't put that unneeded pressure. We were talking before we started today to Jake, and it's like he's been in there all summer putting stockpile blocks out and putting mineral out, and because they can do it where he hunts. And if you're going to do that, don't stop doing that necessarily, because that buck's probably used to it if he's living there all summer. What are you doing with the legs there? Quit slapping them. Probably picking up on the mic. Nervous Nelly over here.
Just waiting for your long-winded conversation to end so I can pipe in.
Have I been really windy?
No.
Cheapers, cats. I'm just trying to make a point here.
Keep going.
Like, our woods,
don't change your habits.
They're used to the rangers all summer. We're out there all summer. But then, now the does are. But this summer is a prime example. We haven't had bucks. So, now you got to proceed with a little air of caution. But I think don't change what you're doing. Just keep it. If you've been driving rangers, keep driving the rangers. And we drive right by the does, 10 feet from them in the ranger, and they don't move. Mm-hmm. They're so used to it. But now these new bucks come in and they're not used to it. What are they going to do? How are they going to behave? And I don't have the silver bullet.
I was waiting for the silver bullet.
I don't
asked
have it.
How does one turn their brain off? And you told me to drive my Ranger. So Jake, drive your Ranger around.
I don't know how to turn the brain off. I overanalyze everything. And I just went to the Chippewa Flowage up in Hayward, Wisconsin, and just legendary muskie fishery. You know,
How many did you catch?
I didn't catch any, but pre-fishing, I'm always so engaged on the map. I'm like, oh, that spot looks good. That spot looks good, and I'm marking it all up. And then I get out there, and I'm like, that spot's shit. And then I'm like, what's the next spot? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, you got to slow down. You just got to slow down.
I agree. I think just slow down and let things come to you.
Yep.
Like I said, I give Jake a lot of crap, and it's all into good fun. But at the same time, I want him to be successful and kill his deer without going insane. So I'm just trying to find out how we can get Jake in the right mindset to do it.
But remember when we went shed hunting and he got all sheddy that day?
Oh, he gets sheddy. He gets ruddy and he gets sheddy.
I just don't think there's no off switch for Jake.
And that's okay, right? That's okay. Like we said, he's put the work in.
When is he ever home?
He's earned...
Glass and deer.
Jordan his wife is a saint.
Damn right.
She's a saint.
Yeah.
So if she's listening, she's not. She's got 19 kids at home she's taking care of. But if she was listening, she's a saint. Yeah. She's an absolute saint. Kill it for her, Jake. Kill it for her. Maybe that's the mindset. You know? Got to feed the fams.
I want to hear Mike go through his good evening, hello to everybody and name their state and see how far we can
I can't
go.
scroll. Can I scroll on your phone?
Yeah, damn right you can.
been a while.
It's built for speed and comfort.
Wow, this is nice. This is new.
It's ergonomic.
So we got Josh Myers, Indiana, Chris Howell, the great state of Oklahoma, Dan O'Brien, Wisconsin, Scott McKay, Wisconsin, Luke, Ricky. Oh, they're just watching, but they're all from Wisconsin.
We
Nate,
don't acknowledge Luke anymore. He made
Nate,
fun of
Minnesota. No, different Luke.
Okay.
Same state.
me. All right.
Chris, PA. Chris, another Kyle, Wisconsin. Riley Crap. I don't know where you're from, but I'd like to know. Brett Hankins, Indiana. Kyle Weber, Wisconsin. Brad Hubert, Wisconsin. Jason Allen. I don't know where you're from, but I'd love to know. Please tell me. Corey Holst, Minnesota. Heck yeah.
College buddy. What's up, Corey?
Represent. Scott
Go
Perkins
Huskies.
in Ohio. Plots are doing great. Of course they are. Deb Schutz.
Mama
We know where
D.
she's from. Brian Pickle, Maryland. Nicole Elfman, Minnesota. Broken Arrow Outdoors, Kentucky. Luke Thompson, Nowheresville, Wisconsin. Been there, grew up there.
Pissed.
Riley Crap has 107 HDR on camera. That's incredible. Pat, he's in Iowa, right? Kevin Ganther, Wisconsin. Seth Bollinger, Oklahoma. I'm running out of gas. Anthony Marino, New York. Duh. Kelly Olson, Minnesota. Dwayne Price, Wisconsin. Awesome bombshell plot, by the way. It's incredible. We posted it the other day. Jason Karchbaum, the lovely city of Durand, Wisconsin. Kyle Weber, Cable, just up there at Lake Nemacolin last weekend. Great spot. Shall I continue?
No, I think we're good. Cheapers, cats.
My brain works in mysterious ways.
Well, I think the next Beers and Bucks will probably be early October, given schedules. And at that point, hunting's going to be full swing for most everybody.
I would think.
And I'm pumped. I'm just very optimistic about this season, and I'm ready. Get the new bow dialed in. We got our Kentucky trip coming up. They're whacking giants at Whitetail Crossing.
Make sure you join our hashtag MyDomain2022 contest so you can win yourself a brand new Matthews bow or a million other prizes. We're a little early yet. A lot of folks, I think, will do it with their harvest photos. There's a lot of ways to win. And honestly, a little disappointed in the lack of participation so far. Maybe that's our fault. But in order for us to continue these giveaways, we need to show the people that help support us that it's worth it for them. So hopefully,
hashtag MyDomain2022.
Yep.
Get us a post.
It's like $15,000 in prizes. It's crazy. And all you have to do is capture your domain and submit it. Whether it's you planting it, it growing, you killing a deer, you smiling with your deer, you taking a picture of your daughter with a turnip, whatever it is, it's not hard to enter.
Yep.
And the prizes are incredible. So it's pretty cool.
I love the
honestly.
new Matthews bow. I'm the one that gets a new bow like every 5 years, and going to this new one, I'm like, whew,
Oh, yeah.
game changer.
So who knows what the flagship 2023 bowl will be. So
Probably better than ever, as always.
I would
How do
think.
they make it better every year? You don't know, but they do. I don't know. I don't get it.
not smart enough to understand.
Cool.
But yeah, so hopefully early October will be the next one. It would be really fun. We'll probably go live at least once or twice in Kentucky, hopefully. We try to capture the track and the kill and all the fun afterwards part, provided we're lucky enough
But
to
that's not till
kill
end
something.
of October. I might whack one before then.
We don't get any service at your place.
We do in the lower field.
Well, maybe if Timmy schwacks one, we'll be on site with a case of...
Coors Light.
Nope.
No, we're gonna have to have hop and barrel. I load some Minnesota's.
I don't know if they make this till October. Am I gonna have to stash some?
I would stash some. I'm gonna have some of them Oktoberfests on tap because them are pretty tasty. But we will
On
have
tap?
a live track job, hopefully, in the next 3 to 4 weeks.
I don't know. I haven't hunted opening day in 10 years,
That's your problem.
and I don't know if I will this year. Maybe I will.
You got a spot to hunt.
But hopefully we get some folks out opening weekend. I'm gonna sit in Tim's muddy opening day, I guess.
No, I'm hunting that.
Oh.
You get to hunt the gate.
Yeah, I don't want to hunt the gate
Why?
because it's no good.
It's a great spot.
How come you don't sit there then?
Because I want to hunt the buddy.
Oh,
You know, I invite the guy every year and he just doesn't come.
Well.
It's like, well,
I would feel bad coming on my first sit and killing a deer, knowing Tim hasn't done it since 2018.
I wouldn't.
So I try not to
Come down and whack and stack.
try not to shoot.
Will
the
I
big
be
eight.
bitter? Will I be a little bitter about it? Yes.
Here's what happens. I come down with zero expectations, sit on the gate, smell like Marb Reds, and smoke the big eight, and Timmy's gonna jump out of the muddy. So I would rather Timmy
to
hump
run
it.
over and hug it. I gave my dad a lot of shit last year, but I was super pumped. I don't
That
care.
was fun.
I don't care. It's awesome
He was
just
pretty
seeing
juiced.
the plan come together and whacking a big old buck. So
He was pretty jacked up.
yeah.
So
But
hopefully we've got a bunch of live track jobs coming.
stay tuned.
If Spency or Jake kills one, and they let us know,
Yeah.
maybe we'll come down and do it. If they keep it secret, then that's their fault. They like to keep their spots all top secret. So
Yeah. Well, cheers. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
thanks for sticking with us through the old
Technical
difficulties.
All right.
Take
See
care,
ya.
folks.
Now we got to figure out how to log off this bad boy. Spency's got it.
Boom.